Yeti.
I hate the blue Yeti.
But now, look, I'm so quiet.
I love Yeti.
I'm so
I love
quiet
blue
in this
Yeti.
thing. Well, actually, I think we're all kind of quiet.
Yeah, we are. I record lower.
Yeah, I record lower. Yeah, you're right. You're fair. No, that's better. If you record lower, isn't it?
Depends. It depends on what you want. For the podcast, I record lower because these mics suck.
Do we
They
have
suck.
So, guys, who wrote today's
Who wrote
episode?
today's episode? Actually, nobody.
Technically, no one, but we chose an interesting topic. Joey wrote an episode, and I said we'll do it another time because we just touched on nostalgic games for us.
Yeah,
which is kind of what Joey's topic is. It's a good topic because there's more to go into that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's too back to back, like to keep the conversation fresh and moving.
It's because he hates me.
It's not because I hate you, Joey. I actually have a deep care and love for you.
Variety is the spice of life.
You know,
so.
I don't think we can use this part.
Why? Why can't I tell people that?
Oh no! You fool!
Bro, block that out. Get your shoes on. That's why your shoes raggedy.
That's why your mama did.
That's why your mama did.
That's why your mama did.
Yep. So now that Joey's back, before we started recording, he was kind of making fun of jorts.
You was making fun of
You know what he said? He said that my outfit is weird. You know what I'm wearing? A white T-shirt and shorts.
Well, it's
what do you have on?
Okay, it's not just a white
Yeah,
T-shirt.
but okay. Let's dumb it down. Though,
It's
just
the
for sake.
Mutant Ninja.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
You
Turtles.
butchered that.
I did. Can I get a clean take?
Can I get a clean take?
No.
I gotta look cool, guys. I gotta look cool. Yeah, I'm wearing a white tee with jorts. Joey, what are you wearing?
What do you got on?
Wearing shorts and a t-shirt.
I'm surprised it's not the Gas Monkey shirt.
Yeah, where's the Gas Monkey shirt?
I actually
I ain't
was about
taking-
to put the Gas Monkey shirt on, looked at it, and went, "Not this one."
I ain't taking
Put it
style advice from White Boy of the Year.
Oh, well, I'm not taking.
crazy. That's crazy. Hold on.
You look like a skateboarder who can't skate, Emmett.
I can skate. I'm awesome. Joey, I can
You
do
were
anything.
you were surprised by
what do I
could
look like?
longboard,
I'm
so
what
I'm
do I
surprised
look
at
like?
skateboard.
Yeah, what does Aiden look like?
You look like Aiden.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
That's what I
Jorts
wanted to,
like a
that's what I kind of
normal.
want to ask you guys. If I was like a character trope, what would I be?
What
Like
is-
if I were to be typecasted as a specific character, what would I
Oh
be?
man.
I was thinking about it because I've been listening to the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia
Oh,
podcast,
that's so true.
and they were just saying, they mentioned something like, yeah, he's just that type of guy. I'm like, what type of guy am I?
What type of guy are you at
Oh,
a first
man.
glance?
Yeah, because I've been told a lot by people in high school that I was intimidating. I feel like I don't give off intimidating vibes at
No.
all.
How I always just explain you is that you're kind of like them Tootsie Roll lollipops. You got a nice gooey center, but
I
it
think-
takes 1,000 licks to get
No,
there.
You found my gooey center.
I found your gooey center,
I
bro.
think it's the opposite. I think Aiden's personal trope is like soft and friendly, but also very either forgetful
Mm.
or just. Oh, I don't want to say not all there because that's not quite
No,
what
I'm
I'm trying
not
to
all
say.
there. I'm not.
I'm not all
That's- Sure, but I can't convey what I'm trying to say. Words don't words.
What I pictured in my head is that I'm like Fred from Scooby Doo.
That's a good one. I would actually. I'm not gonna disagree with that.
Like it's not 100% totally accurate, but if I were to like say like one character that's kind of like me, I'm gonna say Fred from Scooby Doo.
That's true. That's fair because you are a trap.
I am a trap.
Yeah.
Is Fred from Scooby Doo a
No,
trap?
dude, he just really likes traps,
He
like
likes traps.
the fucking
that's his
catching
big
shit.
thing. He likes catching the monsters, but he's a
What he
trap.
actually is a dumbass, but he's also hulky as
Yeah.
fuck.
That's true.
And he gets.
I wouldn't
Gets all the girls,
say
which
you're
totally is like me.
intimidating at all.
No, I don't think you're.
Well, you guys
intimidating.
wouldn't think I'm
No,
intimidating.
but I think it's the
But
same.
I'm a 6'2", 280 man. If you see me down the street, some people would cross.
I think it's the same problem that I have. We're just on opposite spectrums of it. Is that when we first meet someone, it's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot going on.
there's a lot to unpack. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't look. I feel like I don't look like who I am, kind of.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that that's not true, but I wouldn't say that that's.
But
fully
that's because
wrong.
I know you.
Yeah, you know
Yeah,
me,
I
right?
know you.
Emmett, what's yours?
What's
What
my
do you think
character?
Yeah, what's your-
Emmett's is?
Fuck,
I feel like
think
if I were to typecast
yeah,
you,
let me take
if I were to look at your body and typecast
Yeah.
you, I'd cast you as like the brainiac.
I'm gonna be honest.
Actually.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna typecast him as the extrovert. Like that's just your title.
the
I think
extra. No, that's
the
not like.
extrovert.
that's
like,
not a-
I'm
because
around
you're
shit.
No.
because you like well obviously you're a film student and everything like that, but that you just constantly talk to people and make connections.
That is.
That's I think that's called being normal.
No, not
I don't
everybody.
know.
does
Evan
that.
has been saying to me for the last 2 weeks how he has trouble doing that.
It's
And that's
very
different.
That's
yes.
hilarious.
That's
That
what
is
I
my-
envision you as.
As my weakest
He
skill
doesn't
point,
he doesn't give a shit about people who he doesn't care about.
I would totally
Wow.
agree. I think it's not that I don't give a shit about people I don't care about. It's just like there's a lot of people to me that like when they come up and they talk to me, I can see through them. I'm like, you don't want to talk to me.
Yeah.
You're here to get something out of me, and I can feel it.
And especially in the film world, that's a good thing to have, but also like you need to be able to
Exactly. I need to be able to work past
You-
that.
yeah, you've seen it for the last like 4 years. People coming up to you, being like, "Hey, man, how's it going?"
Yeah, and I'm like,
then,
you're
you
not
don't care.
interested. It's that you saw me in public and you act like we talked yesterday, and I haven't seen you in 2 years. Like
Yeah.
this is, I don't enjoy that. I
Yeah.
really don't enjoy the.
Well, that's not most people though. You also don't enjoy like going to bars and just swapping
Well,
stories. with
it's the
people.
same thing with that. It's like if I'm gonna meet up someone at the bar, I'm hoping to make like a lifelong friend. But at
That's
the most
crazy to say.
At most
That's
time,
crazy expectations.
it's just not. It's like someone's like, yeah, I want to tell the same story I've told 50 times to this one kid, so I can feel good about myself.
Short-term friendships are where it's fucking at. I just finished my gas term school. I probably won't see those guys again.
But they're
I'll see
great.
one of them again.
Yeah.
But like we were making jokes and everything. We had beers
Yeah.
and then didn't drive home. And
And I didn't drive home. But in Minecraft, we drove home. In
Yeah.
Minecraft,
yeah, took a
downloaded
mine
the
cart, hit the
driving mod.
rails. But
no, I think what was I gonna say? I think that I hate. It's not small talk. I just hate the fakeness.
yeah, that's fair.
I hate fakeness. I don't enjoy.
Then
you
be
would hate
real.
LA.
I
be
don't
real.
exactly. I don't hate a front.
Then be real.
I find that I try to be real or genuine most
But you're
of the time.
not. You're
Maybe-
fake.
Maybe I'm fake.
You're not real.
Maybe
It's
I'm
Jordans.
not real.
They're fake.
Yes, Jordans.
All right.
What would
So
Joey?
yeah,
Wait, no, I want to do Joey before
Yeah.
we move
No,
on.
I'm not moving on from that. I was
Yeah.
gonna ask
Yeah,
that.
Joey is the nerd in the background.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Joey.
you're the brainiac who's
Yeah.
like I'm thinking like you know that one dude from fucking CSI not that CIA. Fuck.
What are you talking about? What are you talking
The
about?
autistic super smart guy is you.
Yeah, that's Joey.
No, that's you.
Oh, that's
Ah.
me.
The autistic super smart guy is you.
Yeah, get
What
you're
the
done
fuck?
for. Wow.
You're a fucking Flint Lockwood. You,
Oh, I'll take that. I'll take that.
you're the nerd in the corner who like the Don, the fucking main character. You're
Yeah,
that
you're the
guy.
main character from Don That makes sense.
And Denji.
I'm actually not. I'm not upset at that. Neither of you have watched it, and he's a decent character.
I've seen a
I'm
few
happy
I haven't
with it.
watched it, but I know he's a nerd.
Yeah, typecast. He's nerd. He's nerd.
Yeah.
He's nerd.
I'm not saying your
but yeah.
personality. I'm saying your frame,
Yeah, that's
right?
fine.
Like you
Oh, we're
were.
going
yeah,
off frame.
That's what I've been going.
I've been
off of.
going off of personality.
I've been going off personality.
Why would
This
we
was
go
not
off, like,
conveyed.
build?
Because if
This has not been conveyed.
if some director looks at me and says, like, I could be the funniest guy ever, but if I look like a wrestler, I'm not gonna be a comedian,
Oh,
right?
I see what you mean by typecast now.
I might have some
Chat,
funny
who
roles
wrote
like
this
The Rock or something,
episode?
right?
Yeah, no, that makes more sense because I'm like, man, when you first started
Yeah,
typecast,
true.
I was on the same boat, but now,
I'm not. I was on Emmett's boat.
yeah, no,
but
I
now
moved
you were
over.
sailing. You were sailing a different ship.
I was on Aiden's ship,
But
but then I saw Joey's, and I'm like, I like this one more.
You took all the parts from my ship and then rebuilt it into a new ship. Is
Oh,
it the same
ship of
ship?
Adian.
The
The
ship
ship
of
of
Adian.
Adian.
Yeah. But yeah, so I would see Joey as your like if I were to look at you as a director, I'd say this guy's a brainiac.
If
Put
I
him
was
in the corner.
yeah, if I was in the art department, you get big ass glasses and fake buck teeth. I'm
Wow.
sorry.
And, yeah.
That's terrible.
I'm sorry. I think you'd be really good at that.
So I think we've kind of solved it here. Simon, Alvin, Theodore.
Fuck,
Why is Aiden
Fuck.
Theodore?
because I'm the big lovable guy.
Yeah. But you also are the most accident prone.
Yeah,
That's Theodore.
That's Theodore.
No, Alvin is, bro.
Well, that's
Alvin's like the extrovert runner.
Are you saying that I'm an Alvin? Because you're wrong.
Yeah, are you saying-
like the 2021 like they're my friend group Alvin Simon Theodore or like the girl version was like the Powerpuff Girls? I'm like, bro, I can't do this anymore.
Not the Chipettes.
Yeah, I can't do this anymore.
This conversation makes me wish podcast equipment was more expensive.
It is super expensive.
Whatever. Let's have a more engaging
Yeah, should we-
conversation.
should we,
like
uh,
Nintendo games.
Yeah, should
Yeah,
we continue
let's move
our
on.
topic?
Yeah, who wrote this episode? I wrote this down in a episode sheet, and at the end of the bottom of the sheet, it said, "In conclusion, gay people kissing. Happy Pride Month."
Yeah!
Pride Month is over. No more being gay.
That one was real then. Fuck.
Yeah, that one was real.
Damn.
So I wrote it down, and it was my big topic that I want to talk about is getting too old for Nintendo games.
Mhm.
And I feel like for me and Joey, I know Joey's already going to disagree. He's already ready. He's rubbing his hands like a fly.
Well, I think this is the perfect time to mention this because I'm in the process of purchasing a home.
Exactly. You're not going to be
Yeah.
buying the Switch 2. You're not.
I can't. Like,
exactly.
like in my mind, I can't ever be like, I'm still a child, like, because I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I am 20-something, and I'm buying a home, and I've been working for like 3 to 4 years.
Yeah,
I'd like to
$800 is a lot to
I'd-
blow on something that I'm like maybe not even going to use.
I'd like to make a counterpoint.
Yeah, what do you got?
So when you get older, you start to realize just in the general gaming franchise that you have less time with friends and everything like that. You're more inclined to hop onto maybe a PC game and play a game with a couple friends or something, or maybe just burn 20 minutes playing a game in single player or something like that, right?
I kind of disagree. I find a lot of times that I do play video games, I think 2 or 3 hours in, and like that's my time.
I think it all depends on what you value as well.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
like if
yeah.
you can make whatever you want to work, right?
Yes.
If it's hanging out with friends,
Mhm.
physically in person, you can make it work. It just might not be for as much time. You can always play video games by yourself because you can find that.
I
30
can always
minutes.
play with myself. I always find time.
I think that this is more so like a middle leeway. So when you're a kid, Nintendo is glorified and it's awesome. Like there's a bunch of fun games. We grew up on a whole lot of these fun games. We reached the midpoint here where we're kind of at now. I haven't touched my Switch in a long time. I won't touch it until a decent game comes out that I enjoyed
Mhm.
or that I
Yeah.
know the franchise is good and I'll enjoy later on,
But-
right?
I haven't bought a
So-
new game for over $30 in the last. Has it been 2? No, I bought Helldivers.
Yeah, that was the most recent game.
Which
Helldivers.
yeah, which got that in like December. So it's been 6 months since I've blown over $30 on a game.
That's fair. I blew $30 yesterday. Or,
Elden-
yeah, like 2 days ago.
Elden
Elden Ring.
Did you blow to gain it or to get something?
I
That was really good.
All right, man.
I'm glad you got that off the
I
hog.
think that was an innuendo.
Because I thought I was gonna fly over your head. I'll be
Let's put
honest.
that bit in
Oh,
next year.
man.
I like that one.
That's a good bit.
Ranking
You
Bits
gotta
goes in
stop
F
ranking
tier.
bits in the moment. You're awful.
Ranking bit goes
It's
into
so
F
much
tier.
funnier over text conversation.
It is.
When I can
It
type in, I'll put that bit in blank tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
I'm gonna continue.
Yeah, what
Fuck
do you got?
No.
So you might not spend a lot of money on games. We're in our middle leeway where we're not going to purchase a lot. But once you start getting older and you don't have a lot of time for stuff, me myself, if I'm going to get older, I'm still going to value my PC. But for most people who have a family or are starting to have a family, setting this stuff up like a house and stuff, maybe you have a couple hours between stuff that's happening. The easiest thing is I don't want to sit down. I don't want to like start up my PC or move stuff off of my desk to start this stuff up. Let me whip out the Switch. And then if you have kids and everything like that, let me play games with the kids for 30 minutes, right?
I know in Japan, the mobile market was. I do know.
Were you there?
I was.
Okay.
I have an original
trust you.
Mr. Game & Watch.
I trust you.
But that's why it was so big out there is because like they could do it on their morning commute, right?
Yep.
So I'm sure the Switch 2 and Switch over there is selling like hotcakes, right? Because you just have time for it, right? But for us, we don't really have like bus transport isn't really popular. Train transport isn't popular.
I
It's-
kind of
it's
want to
there,
talk.
it's not popular,
It's there.
yeah.
It's not popular. I would like to talk about like the Switch 2 itself. I don't think people are going out and specifically
Well, I
buying
thi-
a Switch 2
yeah.
when they're doing their commute because there's 2 games for it. There's Donkey
Mhm.
Kong and there's Mario Kart.
There-
Are you really playing Mario
Donkey
Kart
Kong's
on
not
your
even
commute?
out yet.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I think
It's
saying
not
just
out.
The new Donkey Kong's out,
It's
is it
not
not?
out.
Wait, was
no.
it not a launch?
Editor,
title?
check this
it's-
shit.
It's not a launch title.
What?
It's not.
It's
out.
not a launch
What's
title.
the point then? Buy
The-
Mario Kart 9?
Yeah.
Mario.
that
Kart
was it.
World.
Dude, that's
it.
washed.
Nintendo has terrible launches. They do.
on
but,
average.
Yeah,
but
this-
they're just saying like you're gonna buy it anyway.
No,
Exactly.
there's the lull of it. Nintendo gets into the lull. It's with every console. It's with the Wii and then into the Wii U. They get the Wii. The Wii is wildly successful. It's incredible. Oh, wow, we need to make a second one. The Wii U. They get corporate greed into their little fingers and they go, Wii
Yeah,
U.
but this
And then they get shit for it and they go, oh.
the Switch 2
Nintendo
is already
Switch,
the
and
Switch
then
2
it's
is
decent.
already not that. It's the
Yeah.
most selling console of all time ever.
Yep.
No way.
Yes,
And,
it is.
no, like for that time frame, it doesn't sell more.
Yeah,
than
within the time frame, it's the fastest, most selling console.
Why?
because people are loyal. They want that shit.
I
Yeah,
don't,
people
I don't
are
think there's
buying it.
enough loyal people.
Like
Like,
that's what I'm saying. There's not enough loyal people our age.
Yeah.
I genuinely think we are too old. The Switch isn't made for 20-year-olds.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
yeah, the Switch 2
Yeah.
is.
But
yeah.
like
What games are on there for us?
When you look at the
No,
when you
that's
look
the
at the
thing.
advertising for it, right? Like the
It's
advertising for the
adult.
first Switch was all late teens, which is
Yeah.
exactly what we were, right?
Yep.
Looking at the advertising for the Switch 2 now, it's more kids,
It's very much more kids.
right? So I think
Really.
Yeah.
it also comes with a company's life cycle, right? Because they need to find their demographic. Like looking at the Pokemon anime
Mm-hmm.
and the Pokemon games in general, from Pokemon Red, Blue, all the way up to Gen 5, it just got more serious, more serious, more serious, more
Yeah.
serious. Then Gen 6 was a total reset back to the goofy shit.
Yeah.
And now it's building again slowly, right? They found a new, younger fan base.
Nice.
Not
Yeah,
only
it'll
that, but
just go
they
through the
know
roof.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
marketing to kids, and then they release a new Donkey Kong game, and Mario Galaxy 3 is releasing.
Really?
Nice.
2026.
Wow.
Well, they should.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They know their
They're not
target.
dumb.
Well, they
Yeah.
know their target demographic though. They know their target demographic already for the Switch One was late teens
Yeah.
into adulthood.
Because it would be
right?
the kids who grew
You're-
up on the Wii.
Yeah.
Well, your
and then
fan
wanted
your
something
fan
else.
base is grown now. Like
Mhm.
they're all young adults. They're buying their first homes and everything like this
Mhm.
at this point. Why aren't they marketing towards that?
Because they don't have money.
No, not only that, but why would they? They market. They've got us. We're Nintendo fan people.
Yeah.
But none of us have bought it. They lost that.
Well, no,
consumer
because-
When Mario
because they
Galaxy
can't afford
3 comes out and the new Splatoon game, what are you gonna do?
No, I already know there's a new Splatoon game coming out, and I'm not buying it for that.
Yeah, but like, what if there's a Christmas?
if the
sale?
next Tears of the Kingdoms comes out,
Like,
if the
that's what
next
I'm
fucking-
saying.
Like
You
I'd
gotta
probably
stop
Yeah,
swaying
see,
me
this
over
is
to
what I'm
this
saying.
side.
I've decided that I'm not buying it in general.
Mhm.
I'm not
Okay.
Mario Galaxy 3 as much as I want to buy it. I'm in the same boat as Aiden. It's
the
just-
only way I would buy this console is used, in my opinion.
that makes sense.
Because I wouldn't want to spend full retail price, because it's one of those things that, like, I bought the original Switch full retail price because it was the first thing that I bought that I
Mhm.
truly owned,
So did I.
and it was spectacular. Like, that was all of our things, right? So we were all huge Nintendo fans.
Yep.
I remember watching Scott the Woz, fucking fantastic dude.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Love
Had
that
so
guy.
many Nintendo reviews, and that's just his thing, right? So I wouldn't say, like, it's kind of hard to say that there's a certain age where you can't play, but also, like, if I walk into your house and you're watching, like, that baby stimuli video, I'm gonna be like, okay, dude, what's going
Yeah,
on
what's
with
going
you?
on?
Because, like, there is a certain age where some things are, like, a bit too far, right? 'Cause-
I think gaming
Yeah.
is a big thing. Is that you as you get older, you
Mm.
should do less. It's more socially acceptable now to play video games at an older age.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
used to never be that way, but it is now. But you do
It's-
less of it, and you play
Yeah.
different games.
Yeah.
It's dependent on the games, yes,
100%.
especially.
When I'm old, I could see myself having, like, when I say old, I mean like 30,
Mhm.
like 3 hours of gaming a week, maybe even in 2 weeks.
Damn.
Yeah, it's
Damn.
Like,
I would agree with
I would
you.
have like a 3-hour session where I'm like, I'm just gonna play the new
This
game.
is my afternoon wind down,
Yeah.
like before bed.
That's
I know a
sad.
lot of people at my work, they
That's
don't
sad.
like they don't really have kids or anything, and I know one of them says like my perfect ideal day. I book it off, like what he did for his last day off. He just played video games the entire day.
Yep.
Well, it's
I'm like-
'cause it's a treat. You don't get to
Yeah.
do it often.
Yeah, and I could, and I know people like in the States and everything. Like, there's the GTA Flu, which is being talked about, that a lot of people are booking off the launch date.
Actually.
Yeah, or they call
Wow.
in sick so that way they can play it as soon as it launches.
There
So
was-
gaming is still huge.
There was something
Mhm.
similar done with that. I don't know if it was Halo's release or it was one game's release, but I think a lot of businesses just shut down.
I think you're thinking
because-
of the final finale for Seinfeld.
It
that-
might have been.
yeah.
It might have been like a show or a game, but
Yeah.
they did end up closing a lot of stuff down because it's like everybody's just going to take this day off.
Yeah,
Everybody do the flop.
yeah, exactly.
Everybody.
Everybody do the flop.
I just genuinely think like the big thing for me is that I don't love, like, when I was a kid, Pokemon, love.
Yeah.
Mario, love.
Yeah.
Mario Kart, love. The
Yeah.
only game I really ever go back to is Smash Bros. Jess and I boot
It's
it up
so
once
good.
every couple months.
Yeah.
Well, that's based on a game's replayability. It's not like
not only no, I wouldn't even say the game's replayability. It's just I can't beat a Pokemon game anymore. It's boring to me.
It's yeah.
I'm not buying the new 2D Mario Wonder platformer thing.
I bought
it's
Pokemon.
boring
Yeah,
to
I bought
me.
Pokemon Sword. I played it for an hour and haven't touched it.
Exactly. It's not that the games aren't good. It's that I'm just not
kid. I'm
interested.
not a kid
I'm not a kid anymore.
that's crazy.
I think
I'm
that
on
there
the
are
opposite of it.
I think there's still a market for games for us because like Super Monkey Ball. I would say that's more targeted towards kids.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna buy a console over it, but
Yeah,
if I
you
had
are.
the console, I would play Super Monkey Ball because I'm like,
Ball.
it's fucking cool.
When Mario
Yeah, you
Galaxy
would.
releases, I'm gonna be real upset.
Mhm.
But I'm not gonna buy the console for it. Like what I used to, like when Zelda dropped, or when Tears of the Kingdom dropped. That was almost 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
I
What?
remember.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 2 years, almost 3 years.
I think
now.
it was like 3 years now.
Almost,
at least.
At least it's close to. But I
Around
remember
3.
I bought the OLED,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
to this day like the special edition one.
Mhm.
I still haven't beaten it.
You haven't beat
Never-
Tears of
no,
the
I
Kingdom?
haven't
He stopped playing.
I stopped. Zelda is my favorite game series of all time, and I didn't beat.
And he hasn't been spoiled for it yet.
Haven't
He
been
hasn't
spoiled.
been spoiled for it
Well, that's
yet.
another issue with it. Like, people didn't talk about Tears of the Kingdom, which I think is just a general trend as well. Or maybe we're just aren't.
No,
You
I
see
think
people talking about it?
I'm gonna argue on the opposite side of all of your facts because I hate both of you and you're making me very
Facts and
sad.
What?
I like how you
No.
call them facts. And
Yeah,
not,
but ours are facts, and yours are just
You're
pure
just gonna-
opinion
yeah.
based.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna.
So we're
I'm gonna
right,
argue
but I'm
against your
emotional.
facts.
He's in the liar chair. He's in the liar
Yeah.
chair.
So I'm always sitting in the liar chair. But regardless, I've been in a little bit of a lull for games.
What is lull? Okay, you said that twice now. What does that mean?
It's like a low
Lull?
point.
Yeah, like
A
a
lull.
like a
Low-
valley.
a lull.
A valley.
It's a valley.
Okay. My
So
bad.
I'm in like a low point of games, and that's why I bought Elden Ring because I didn't have really much else going on. But I love playing video games.
Yeah.
Like my setup is crazy for that. This is what I enjoy doing when I get home. I'll either go
It's
outside.
one of your hobbies.
Yeah, I'll go outside with my girlfriend and either go longboarding or I'll be in here and I'll play video games.
Mhm.
But the sad reality of growing up from this stuff is that I'm probably not going to. I
Mm.
really like doing this. I don't see myself, even when I have nothing to do on my computer, I'm still going to be on my computer typically
Mhm.
because I'd much rather do this than most anything else. But
Right.
then seeing my friends slowly, as the friends list goes more offline, last online 7 days ago type deal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow, I haven't talked to Aiden in a goddamn month because
Yeah.
he hasn't been online. He hasn't been playing Balaltro for the 30th hour of the fucking week.
So good.
I
But no,
hate
like
Balatro.
when I was in class and everything, like the most like in my business seasons, the most I had for Balatro was about like 2 hours.
And that was on a weekend.
Yeah, on the weekend, how I would wind down before going to bed is I play like 2 hours of Balatro.
Mhm.
Yep.
I get like 2 or 3 runs in, and then I go to bed.
But when it comes to like Emmett, you saying Mario Galaxy 3 comes out, I'm not buying the Switch, I'm gonna be pissed off and everything. There's a turning point for me. I'm not gonna buy the Switch unless some banger releases.
Is Mario Galaxy 3 not a banger?
Oh
Well,
no,
we don't
I'm
know
buying
yet.
it if it's Mario Galaxy 3.
Mario,
It is.
Mario
Yeah.
Galaxy 1.
If it's coming out, I will buy one.
That's crazy.
Mario
to
Galaxy
me.
1 and Mario Galaxy 2 were bangers, but
Yeah.
it's not guaranteed that the third's going to be a banger.
That's why
It doesn't matter.
that's why I've
It's
wait-
Mario Galaxy 3.
That's kind of why I'm waiting for the Switch too, because I want to see, especially what this new Splatoon game is. If it's good, like if it's really good, then I might get it,
Mhm.
but I might not.
I think for me, just the general problem is I've got less and less time, and I'm more money conscious. Like I
Yeah.
only ever buy a game if it's $10 or under. Like I remember I bought Elden Ring for $12.
Yeah.
And that's when I broke my leg and
Yep.
I had nothing better to do.
Like at first, I'd never understood people like that. I was like, because they would only buy games after like 2 years after
No,
they came out. And
I
like,
used
why
to
the
do-
fuck would you do
I
that?
used to do the same thing. I would buy Nintendo games the day they came out. I
Mhm,
pre-ordered them.
Yep.
Because I was so excited to play them.
I've
And
never pre-ordered actually.
I did for the 3D All Stars. It's the one game I pre-ordered.
Oh, yep. I never got that game.
bad story.
You got a bad story? Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Let's
I
hear it.
spent $150 on a pre-order.
Oh my god!
What game?
Borderlands 3.
What?
Hold on. Hold on. The trailer had just dropped. Envision this. This is Joey back in high school, okay? Sitting in his dad's basement in my room, my feet kicked up on top of my dresser where my screen is sitting with my PlayStation
Socks
4.
Socks
I
out.
got my good buddy. I'm not going to dox him, but I got my good buddy saying, "Dude, check out the new trailer for Borderlands." And I go, "Okay, man." I check it out and I'm like, "Wow, we're having so much fun on Borderlands 2. This Borderlands 3 trailer looks like everything that I've ever wanted. This is crazy." Oh, okay, so this is a pre-order? I've never done a pre-order before. And he goes, Yep, you'll have the game like once it releases, and actually if you get this package, it'll release a bit sooner and we can play it together like just a bit sooner, like a week before everybody else. I'm like, "Okay." Oh, but there's like the ultimate package and that gets me the legendary.
No.
That gets me the legendary right off the start. And I have a bunch of PlayStation gift cards from Christmas and stuff. So I only ended up spending like $70 of my own money, and then the rest
Only
was gift
$70
card.
for a $60 game.
Yeah, that's.
And so I buy it and everything like that. And so I'm like, "All right, man, where do I download this?" Oh yeah, this game comes out in like a year.
awesome.
What? Because the trailer just dropped, and I think it took a little bit longer. And by that time, we didn't even play games anymore together. And
Yeah.
I played the game, and
Oh, that's so funny.
yeah,
Dude, like I Did you do the Myers-Briggs test or the Briggs-Myers test?
I'm not going to answer your
Personality?
questions.
Because I want to see where you are on the logical versus emotional scale.
I'm highly on the emotional. I didn't even know that.
That makes so much.
That makes a lot of
again,
sense.
I know those tests are highly ridiculed and not 100% accurate.
Yeah.
But that makes so much more sense. Because when I take the test, I'm basically dead center the whole way through. I'm 50-50 across the board. If I was a Lego person, I'd be yellow with black hair.
Yeah.
I'm the most basic.
You are a basic human.
But I find like even then, like the basic thought process is $30 video game or save $30 and use it later.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't say much though, because like instead of buying video games, I buy fast food now. Which is
I would
terrible.
rather buy a McDonald's order than a video game.
Hold on.
To be completely honest.
Hold on. I got a hypothetical for you.
Hypothetical.
Aiden. Switch 2, right? It's out, everything like that. It just dropped Sly Cooper game. It's just like the originals.
And it's only on Nintendo?
It's just like the originals, only on Nintendo. You buying that?
Just thinking.
See,
this is
you have to appear
like
enough
the originals, like as in Sly Cooper 1? Or like
let's say it's a master collection. It's a master collection.
No, it's like a mix between 2 and 3 because 3 was already a mix of 1 and 2, but left out some details of 2.
Yeah, so so you did your research. You did your research. Wow.
I watched one YouTube video and it was 2 hours long.
So you just took his opinion over anything else and don't have it one of your own?
No, because I want to appear purely to your emotional state.
Dude, I think just because it's such a return to form, I think I'd have to. It'd be like, hey, dude, here's your childhood puppy that you lost. Do you want him back?
Oh no, my lobster's too buttery. My steak's too juicy.
It's like, do you want your first puppy back that you love to death? And it was like, yeah, okay, pay me $1,000. I'm paying the $1,000. I don't care what it does to my emotional state.
I think if I were in your state, Aiden, I think I'd get really good at pirating. I think I would.
Yeah, I know. That's what I wanted to say, but I also didn't want to admit that on camera.
In game.
Yeah.
What was that? Yeah, I think pirating is.
Cut that.
I think pirating is, and then we cut that.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Cut that. Oh my god.
Just like It's Always Sunny in
Just
Philadelphia.
like It's Always Sunny. I've been rewatching it with the podcast. Dude, season 1 and 2 are ass. Don't watch season 1 and 2 of Always Sunny. I think another part of just growing up in general is like what you said earlier, Aiden. You got to buy a house. It's not even that like you can't afford $30 for a game because you really, in theory, can.
If I wanted to, I could, but my money needs to go somewhere else.
Exactly. You know, like deep down, it's like logically thinking, I need this $30 for another piece of travel.
Yeah,
it just makes more sense.
Like the house could do without it, and I could do without it, but I'm not gonna do that.
It's honestly, to me, what I like about video games is that they're a fun pastime. But the problem with me and video games is that I find if it becomes a hobby. Like if you're doing it a lot, I find it's a destructive hobby.
I do want to say that I don't want to call it a hobby. I want to call it an addiction.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it.
That is what it is, right?
Yeah. They get
because you're not bringing anything into the world. You're not creating anything. At the end, all that you have done is hit your pleasure centers, right?
There's a few things like you get better at like creative thinking, storytelling. But yeah, that's all it is. At the end of the day,
I think it's more of a emotional is very important, and I think it's also a mental thing. Like when I come out of the other end of a story, like a really riveting story in a game, I feel different as a person. I'm gonna dwell on this in like 3 days, and my mental state forever is changed from this experience.
It's like I'm not gonna say watching movies is an addiction, right? But if you binge watch movies,
then that's a problem.
Yeah, overindulgence is a curse.
Yeah, so if I play video games, if I play like an hour. If I play an hour before I go to bed every night when I don't have any responsibilities,
that's not a problem.
But if I'm playing League of Legends for 13 hours a day trying to rank up from gold,
that's an addiction.
Then you're just a streamer.
I'm just a streamer.
I think that's the best point. Is that video games and modesty are perfect. But if you're doing video game in modesty or moderation, I'm
modestly.
You better You better be wearing long pants.
Yeah, better be wearing long.
Are those ankles I see? Mario, get the fuck out of here.
Did you download a virus and did your pants fall down?
Stop referencing that.
It's really
That's
funny.
a good one.
I think that it's just if I'm doing video games modestly, and I'm gonna keep using that word, I'm not buying the Switch because I feel like I have my computer. and I will always have my computer. That is my job.
Yeah.
If I see a game that is $2 that I can sink 15 hours into in the course of a week or two, like Outer Wilds, perfect game, then I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna play it in my free time when I, like you said, don't have any other responsibilities.
I think I kind of want to invest in a Steam Deck. Like
Steam
not,
Deck's nice.
yeah, just like if I were to buy something, I'm not buying the Switch 2. I'm probably buying a Steam Deck.
Well, what's your difference?
What's the difference?
Yeah, what is the difference?
Because I can get cheaper games on a Steam Deck and the Steam
So
Deck's cheaper.
true.
I can play Balatro on the go.
That's
so when
so
I'm
true.
driving my
So when you're
car, I can use my knees
driving,
to steer.
You're
and play
driving and you hear
Balatro.
the.
I'm so surprised you haven't gotten the 2-month free Apple Arcade at Balatro.
I don't want to forget about the subscription.
You know your ass is gonna forget
And
about
also,
the
I'd be
subscription.
at work in the toilet being like, pudding.
Hold on, boss. Gotta be gold steak.
Just Aiden, get out of the shitter. Sorry, in 5 minutes.
It's like, oh, I just got a blueprint. Make that 30.
I just got a blueprint.
Boss, the run just got huge. Why is he telling me about this? Get out of the
The
shitter.
run just got huge. Is a crazy.
I would never
sentence for
interact
the
with any of
shitter.
my coworkers because I would just be playing Balatro in the
on the
passenger
shitter.
seat.
On the shitter.
Driving to jobs or anything, I wouldn't do anything, right? So I can't.
Well, you'd
That's
be
one of
doing
those things
something.
where I know it's an addiction. Balatro's an addiction for me, so I have to limit. It's like not going to a crack house when I'm trying to quit crack, right? It's like let me just get a 2-month subscription to crack, you know?
I'll cancel it after 2 months. I promise. I can get. It's those people who smoke cigarettes and like, if I won't get addicted after a whole pack, that's not gonna happen to me.
Usually it's just like one.
No,
No,
'cause-
the saying is like you won't get addicted for one.
I was
Actually-
gonna say one, but there is a like some people do get away with the odd cigarette.
No, but what I mean by that is like if you have one cigarette, but you need to buy the whole pack anyway,
Yeah,
so it's just
so
gonna be
yeah,
it's tempting you.
exactly.
If you don't buy cigarettes, you can't have a cigarette.
Mhm.
I got a funny story actually about it. So my brother actually smokes like cigarettes, right?
Does everyone know?
Does everyone
Yeah.
know this? Okay.
Okay, because I didn't want to out
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Like, what if your mom watched the
Ooh.
podcast?
No,
Like,
my mom knows. She knows.
because what if it was
She
just
bu-
like, Josh, get
It's
your
like,
fucking ass out here now!
No. He
You know what Joey just said to me on the YouTube?
On the YouTube.
No, she's literate for social media.
Sorry, I just assumed.
Awful. But he smokes and everything like that, and he's like, Joey, come look at this. And I go downstairs, and he's got the Marlboro Reds, and he's like, I'm saving these for a special occasion because he gets the cheaper, shittier ones
Yeah,
when
yeah.
the res. He's like, these are my good ones.
No, that's
breaking into your house, stealing those, then smoking them all in my
Smoking
new
them all,
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
Get rid of the musty smell.
that exact thought process is how I describe video games.
Yep.
It'd be like, yeah, you can buy the shitty cheap ones and keep doing those,
This
or you
green
save up a
one.
lot and you get the. But then at the end of the day, I say save up.
They're the same
You're
cigarette.
not fucking saving anything.
Yeah. No.
You're just spending.
Because like
doesn't
the thing,
matter
the
if
thing
it's
is
a
Still
too.
two-
smoking it away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Still
What's
smoking it
your resale value after, right? Like
You can't resell it. You don't even own video
can't-
games when you buy them.
I can't resell experiences.
I think I could
hard ass quote.
I think there's also the.
But that's why you'll stay broke for your entire
No,
life.
there's some people who get a kick out of doing something really difficult and coming out of the challenge on top, and
Mhm.
there's some people
Yeah.
who don't.
That's me right now. Like I'm going for
That's
this
what I'm
house.
saying.
It's a difficult journey.
You're,
but I'm
you're
gonna-
looking at the top of the mountain. You're like, oh, I can make it there, bro.
This is like peak, and then you get right there at the edge, and you go, ah!
Yeah, I think.
I bought Peak and I just can't finish it because I don't have time.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you
you
gotta
don't.
sink 2 hours into it. You
That's
do.
2 hours of straight time. Like that. Like because you can't pause and come back to it.
Nope. Cut this.
Cut this.
Anyways, this is Joey's video game section. This is the substance of the podcast, what you've definitely all been waiting
Yeah,
for.
baby.
The one Joey fans is doing flips and shit in their home right now.
Zach Poppy.
Single, Zach Poppy watching
At
our
home.
podcast.
My number
Joey,
one.
Joey asked me today.
Don't drop his full legal name like that.
They don't know where to find him.
I want them to try.
Yeah, I want them to try. So Joey asked me today, and I finally figured it out. He's like, "Why is the recent episode not doing as well?" I'm like, "I don't know. I think it's just because it's only been shown to 29 people currently."
Yeah.
But
I was one of them.
yeah, I was one of them. But another thing is, Zach Poppy hasn't been on YouTube because his girlfriend's over.
It's true.
That's why
Our
he's
number
not
one
watching our
fan.
episode.
Our number one fan. He has to
He's
binge.
not showing her the podcast.
No, he has, but like like Kara and
It's
I,
his thing.
when I get to my girlfriend's house, I'm like, yo, let's go watch My Friends for 3 hours.
Well, it's not just your friends, it's you and your friends.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
for Zach, it'd be like, I'm not even in this one. Let's just watch My Friends for 3 hours.
Okay,
That's
but do you
something-
not eat food with YouTube?
I do, but why would I watch My Friends with my girlfriend?
Why would I
Because
watch
you're being.
me?
What else would you put on?
I let her pick.
What are you
the
gonna do?
video.
Barbie Adventure? Like, come on.
Yes,
Watch
sir.
something
She
objectively
picks
Yes,
stupid.
sir.
like Minecraft mods. She picks heater videos. I'm not gonna lie.
Minecraft mods.
Yeah,
or
like
heater
horror
videos.
mods, Minecraft horror mods.
I hate those videos.
Okay, so I don't.
There's it's like
Are you in my ship, Emmett?
I'm back.
when I
I'm
was
back to
when I
Joey.
was
I'm
when I
buying the
was set
Switch.
when
He's
I
on the
was
liar
7 years
couch.
old. Also, we said video games are but when I was 7 years old, I watched Lucky Block mods because it was
That's awesome.
That's
I
awesome.
watched Cobblemon and it was
That's awesome.
awesome. And then I kept watching them until I got to like 14 hard stop because why am I watching these?
All right.
They're all the same.
Counter argument. Baby Cal just so happens to have a freak dancing video. You gonna sit and watch it for a little bit? That's what I thought.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
That's what I
not
thought.
fair.
I just so
That's not
happened to
fair.
let my girlfriend pick the YouTube video, and she picks a Minecraft mod. I'm like, well, I guess we're watching this now.
Good ship,
Yeah, I got you.
That's my
I
ship.
got
That's
you.
my
fair.
ship,
That's
mate.
not fair. I
That's my
can't take this.
crewmate. Crewmate?
My crewmate
Uh,
among us.
Anyways, my game of choice is Splatoon. Splatoon was probably the only reason that I ever owned a Wii U. Terrible-ish console. Very
Yes.
well implemented within Splatoon, but Splatoon is you're a kid now, you're a squid now. You're a kid, you're a squid. You're a kid, you're a squid.
That was
He's
the-
he's
I was
inking all over.
Its
He's inking all over
entire
the place.
market of it was that you are a kid with an ink gun and you're gonna shoot the ink everywhere, all over the stage, and try and cover more turf than the other people. You'll go down into the ink as a squid to refill your ink yourself, and you're just gonna rinse and repeat. You got your bomb, you got your special move, which is like your ultimate and what have you, and you're just trying to cover more turf. There's special modes to it. There's a story mode, which is absolutely banging. But my favorite part about it was the Wii U gamepad and
So
how it was actually used in the game. A hardware that's used for its actual purpose is incredible and so difficult to find nowadays. But if you had like an ink strike, which was the missile ultimate of the game, you would look down at the tablet instead of the TV that you're looking at, and you would click on the little screen of where you want a nuclear missile to strike. I feel like the president. Like this, I just click and bomb.
That's topical,
like
dude.
I just click and I bomb, and it's crazy.
Here's the
It is-
Splatoon Nuclear Research Center.
The president's currently just like, oh shit, I wasn't playing Splatoon.
What do you mean I can't turn into a squid in this one? Oh no, this is the wrong one.
President Trump playing Splatoon. Where's my giant 18-wheeler McDonald's? that
Where's
follows
my
me around
Denta
everywhere?
missiles? I don't have my
Where are my
Denta missiles.
I want the one where I run around in a ball and fill it with ink and explode.
Where's my crab?
I like how Joey puts the accent on, and you just
I
say
sound
it.
like I'm shitting. I sound like I'm shitting. That's my best Trump impression, is that I'm pushing something out my ass.
Yeah, you know, Joey, the 3 people who are watching this podcast but then have never heard of Splatoon are
they're
loving
now
that
really,
description.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
now really loving Splatoon. They're like, man, I want to play that now.
I
sold
They
it.
never heard of
Yeah,
it
but
before.
they're coming to the "Would you buy the Nintendo Switch 2" episode,
Not knowing what it's-
Splatoon.
well,
Like, oh shit, that's a game.
Yeah, you can talk about games that you like, but like talking about the mechanics, everyone knows.
well, I'm talking more so Splatoon 1. So Splatoon 1 was a lot different than Splatoon 2.
I think touching on the gamepad was a nice touch.
Mhm.
I think saying that.
Yeah,
was
that's
I didn't
my
know
favorite
that.
part.
I didn't know that.
That was my
Nice
favorite
touch.
part was the gamepad. You actually can click down onto people's names and you would
Blow
jump
them
to,
up.
you would jump to them. Not you have a map button in Splatoon 2. Splatoon 2 still phenomenal game. Splatoon 3 pretty good still.
Are
Stories.
there servers open for Splatoon 1 still?
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are?
Yeah.
Why don't you boot it up, dude?
I don't have my Wii U and the gamepad's broken and that's how you aim. You can change it, but there's not much point.
And
Hackers.
hackers.
It's
I
all
think
filled with hackers.
My issue with Splatoon is the same thing that I have. I'm like, bro, that game's just not for me. It's not targeted towards me. I'm not getting into that. It's the same reason I have with Pokemon. I'm sure when I was younger, would have loved it.
Yeah, I bought
yeah.
Splatoon 3. I played
Yeah.
the story mode, and that was it.
That's
Yeah.
actually why I buy Splatoon games now. It's just purely for the story mode of it. They're a game entirely on their own for just the story mode. I might touch the multiplayer a couple times, and the DLC is always banging. So
That was me with Call of Duty and like Black Ops as well. I played the story mode.
Yep.
Fantastic stories. Played them way too young.
Yep.
Remember,
no Russian.
no rush.
Me at like 6 years old, watching an entire airport get mowed down.
Where's
And an
the
optional
post 9/11
mission, too.
security?
It's crazy.
Eh,
I don't know. I think for me, yeah, same problem with Splatoon is that I just loved it.
I grew
Yeah.
up on it. That's
Yeah.
the thing. I got it for Christmas because I watched so much content on it and went, Mom, Dad, I want this for Christmas. And they got me. And now it's just a lifelong thing
Yeah,
of
but
I'm dedicated to this
That's the
franchise.
thing, though, is that to play the new one, you have to spend $880.
Mm.
Are you willing to do that?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, yes, actually, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we keep
It's not 800.
we keep bringing up the money factor of this, but we gotta think if we're getting too old for Nintendo, it's not just the money factor.
No,
It's a lot more of the social concept of it. Like, if you have the opportunity, are you either A, playing video games by yourself, or are you doing literally anything else?
I
Video
think
games for myself. That's just me.
for me, it's the complete opposite. It's the money thing.
Mm.
Like video games, I have it as a nice hobby.
So I wouldn't
play
say
it.
that you're too old for Nintendo. Then it's just that you don't. If you were making $100,000 a year,
I'd buy one. Yeah.
yeah. So it's not
So
that
it's not-
you wouldn't
it's
even
not
say
you
that you're
getting
too
too
old for
old.
it. It's
It's
that
just
you don't
you
have
putting
money.
in
It's the
money
fact that
value
I'd
in
buy
it.
one and I'd play one or two of the games.
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna spend $800 on a console, I want to be able to buy.
I would say, like, if I had $100,000, I'm not gonna go rewatch children cartoons,
That's true.
right? Because
No, I'm definitely doing that.
I mean, like, I would watch the ones that are
I
like Gravity Falls.
Yeah, but
Gravity
let's say they
Falls.
make
Well, they have
Gravity Falls too, but you
Adventure
gotta pay.
Time.
Yeah, you gotta pay
Yeah.
$800.
If they have mature themes, I think cartoons is a bad example, but like, I'm not gonna go get Thomas the Tank Engine trains again if
Yeah.
I have $100,000.
That's true.
If I had $100,000, I would buy the Nintendo Switch too, right? So I'm too old for Thomas the Tank Engine trains, but I'm not too old
when
for
you buy
Nintendo.
the Nintendo Switch 2, which games you buying?
None, and I'm not gonna buy the
Exactly.
Nintendo Switch 2, but that doesn't mean I'm too old for
Like
it.
that's my problem is that if I can't justify the $800 price tag,
Right.
Because I want one game that's not even out yet, which
Yeah,
will be
but
Mario Galaxy.
that's
3.
not you growing too old for it. That's you thinking responsibly with the money that you have.
It's not even that. It's when I was a kid.
But it is that.
When
It
I
is
was a-
exactly
okay,
that.
Let me say this.
Aiden's in my ship now. You're
When-
on your own ship.
No, I'm not in your show. I'm just saying his idea of it is
When I was
misconstrued.
a
I agree.
kid in grade 8, I made money from timekeeping.
Yeah.
And I saved up every dollar
Mm.
and I put a certain amount in the bank and I kept a certain amount. And my mom's like, you only buy this, you'll be broke.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't care. I love video games. I love Nintendo.
Don't play
I will-
video
I
games
don't play
no more.
Video game no more. Never play video game. They broke up.
What?
For a little bit because the different political views. That's the thing though is that I went and I spent every penny I had on the Switch and I bought all the Switch games, like many Switch games because I liked it.
Mm.
But like as the Switch went on for the 4 or 5 years,
Mm.
I stopped buying less and less games because I'm like I don't think I would enjoy this game. It's too. I'm not buying Kirby. It's
Yeah.
too baby-y.
So you don't have like unlimited time to play any game you want. You don't have unlimited money, but if you did, you still would.
I
right?
don't think that I would buy the Switch if I had unlimited money until Mario Galaxy 3 comes out.
Mm,
I don't
Which
know.
I'm only buying that for the nostalgia factor.
Okay.
It'll be the same thing with Zelda. I
Okay.
probably won't even beat it.
Mhm.
It's just the fact that like it gets that it's got me.
Yeah.
Like the childhood puppy thing.
yeah, it's tugging you right by the
Yeah.
balls.
Like that's the thing. It's like you every time you look at that puppy, you'll be like, I spent $1,000 on you. I
Yeah.
love you.
So-
I spent $1,000 on you.
Well, people spend more than that on regular dogs.
100%.
Cut that.
Get that out of here.
Yeah, what was I saying? We were talking about the fact that like I just won't buy this. I won't buy it even for Mario Galaxy 3. Like for me currently, Mario Galaxy 3 is the only buying selling point, but I'm not doing it because I can't afford it.
Right.
But like even if I had $1 billion, I wouldn't be buying the Switch.
Yeah, you would.
I wouldn't be buying the Switch too.
Nope.
I would.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
What else are you doing?
Work?
No.
he enjoys work.
Say,
Enjoy work.
I get that you enjoy work, but you've made $1 billion.
Yeah.
Are you really gonna go out and bust your ass right now, knowing that you actually don't need to do it? You
Yes,
have more
Emmett is
free-
that guy.
No, hold on. I wonder what
Listen.
I would do. I'm sure I would do what Joey's saying for a little bit, but I find I would like even
I agree that you might like work,
But I
right?
would-
I think everybody
yeah.
likes work.
to an
I
extent.
think to an extent, you might take every other day off. What are you doing in your every other day off? If you don't have to do chores, you can hire a maid to do this stuff. You might just game.
I might.
I don't think
might
it
just
would ever
game.
be back to like what he had before though.
Yeah,
And
that's the
obviously
point. It'll
not.
never
Oh,
be.
But
back.
what do you mean
Obviously
obviously?
not.
So then we would
Nothing
be
can
growing.
nothing can ever be what it was.
But even if
before
I had,
because
if
it's gone.
But if I had $1 billion, then I'd be right like I was a kid. I have no worries, no troubles,
You can't.
and I could do whatever I want with no responsibilities
It's
because I can pay
gone.
everyone else to do that.
Joey,
It's gone.
At the end of everything, despite everything, it's still you. So
Despite-
I think
hold
you
on.
would go back to it.
Despite everything,
You
it's
would go-
still
Still
you,
you,
but you
yeah.
cannot go back.
Why are you
because-
adding but? There's no but.
There's no
after that.
but.
Because it's
Joey,
gone.
Joey, no, it's not.
No, it's
It's
not.
gone.
If I
Despite everything, it's still you. That's
Just-
the whole quote.
You're not 12.
so
It's gone.
You ever
no,
heard of
so you're saying that you can be too old for Nintendo?
No, I'm not.
That's
saying
what you're
that.
saying. That's what you're
That's
saying.
what you're saying.
You're misinterpreting my point here.
Okay, if
Nuh-uh.
we yell louder, we win.
Exactly.
If we yell louder, we win.
I'm in the rage bait.
I think you look great in that
I think you
t-shirt.
look awesome in that t-shirt.
No, you can't ever have it the way it was before because that you is gone. That you is fully gone. You're not 12. You're not in school
what you're
anymore.
what you're saying
Aiden.
is I grew up.
Yes.
And I grew up past the stage where I could play Nintendo games for
No,
12
have the
hours a
same
day.
feeling.
So then
that
what am I
point.
growing
yeah,
out
what are we
of?
missing?
What
What are
am
we
I
missing?
growing out of?
You're not ever going to reach the same. I'm saying that you're never
So,
going to reach
so,
the
so,
same.
when you were younger and things were better,
Yes.
and now that you're older, it's not better. It's
life
still
gets-
good.
Life gets worse.
So my thing is,
But if I have
Is
$1
that-
billion, I don't think it's that
is
bad.
that not the definition of growing out? Is that it's not how it is used
I'm
to
not.
be?
I'm not saying that you implicitly are going to grow out because of this. I'm just saying that it cannot be the same.
I think you're 2 out of 10 raging B. So I'm gonna hit you with the yes.
I'm gonna have my
and.
one Zach Poppy follower who's actually listening to my conversation and
No,
will agree with
no,
me.
Zach Poppy has a brain on his
Dude,
shoulders.
what-
And he's
what-
gonna listen to
What
this.
you keep saying is that it will never be like it was when you were a kid because you're older.
because you're older.
Yeah.
And I keep saying, yeah, I can't play Nintendo games like I used
Because
to
I'm older.
because I'm older.
No.
So it's
That's
Things
not
are-
the same feeling
things
as a
are-
kid because I'm older.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
why
okay,
I
yes.
don't buy Nintendo games anymore because
Sure.
it's not the same feeling.
Sure. You can equate it to that. I'm more equating it to the fact of you cannot ever have it the exact same as you were a child, but you can have it different. Things can still be different, but not the same. Things can still be nice even though they're not the same. Not every
Yes.
happy memory of yours is you at 12 years old figuring out you have a penile.
That
not,
was-
not every one of your memories is that. It's different.
that was just such a weird stance
Yeah, I
to
know,
take
yeah.
on what my thought was.
You're-
Because you're just subverting the question entirely. It's like,
Sure.
no, you're not too old for it. It's just different.
You know what he's doing, and it's gonna piss him right the fuck off. Is that he's manipulating our thought process and our the question to have us perceive him as correct and right in the current situation.
He's talking like
He's,
people in TED Talks.
Emmett's using a test that I took that was like a mental illness test
and
that you
he
take.
scored really
But I
high
scored
on
really
what's
high
it?
in the manipulative.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah, manipulative.
It's like if you take.
Oh, he's great at
what's- how
manipulation.
do
He got me
how
to
do
suck
you
his cock like 5 times.
He sold me Fent. He sold me Fent.
This, you can't yell that loud enough.
Joey sold me Fent.
All right,
People
you
come
gotta
to his
stop.
house and buy fentanyl.
I didn't.
That's why he has the sign on the door that says "Don't knock."
That's a ploy. You knock on his door, he will give you Fent.
This story.
Anyway,
He lives at
he lives
Yeah,
at
no,
this
He's
address.
appealing to the fact that I got that manipulation thing on the test.
Appealing to
and
the
I
fact-
was very upset.
And the,
in it at
the best
moment.
part is
Again-
Joey's like, no, this isn't correct.
Yeah, I was very
again.
upset about
Calls it a
it.
fact. So
So
There's no you're mentally sane option on the test, so I had to give
No,
you
but-
something.
I got a test, and it was basically it just said like, "Hey, you either pressed yes too many times,
that's what I got.
or you didn't press yes enough." And so what I'm interpreting that as is that I'm normal.
That's what I got. I got the same one. I took it twice
Yeah.
because I wasn't sure. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna take it.
But like
again.
one of the questions was just like, "Do you like fire?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, bro. Flame
No,
70.
no, it's like, do you like causing damage
Yeah.
with fire? And I hit no.
Yeah.
and like I
'Cause
can't
who would-
fire.
yeah. Because like it kind of makes sense though. Now that I think about it, because like if you're a psychopath, you don't know you're a psychopath.
Yeah.
Right, so like
Yeah.
if I see a question that says I get joy from causing pain to others, and I think, hey, I do get joy from causing pain to others,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
that's
click
normal.
yes.
Hold on, let me manipulate this guy.
Let me manipulate this
Aiden,
guy.
You might be a psychopath.
Maybe it's like a-
See, Aiden, you love the Switch too, and you're gonna buy it.
Joey speaks and I listen. There's something about what he says.
Martha.
Martha, don't bring that back up. That's a
Yum.
twofer. You did that twice.
Yep.
That means you think about it. That's a conscious.
No,
thought in
it's
your head.
always because you say speaks and I listen.
Because it's-
Because
What
that's
is-
like the
what is this
exact
bit?
text.
What is this reference?
I don't want to explain it.
I'll go into it.
Yep. I just manipulated it into him explaining it.
I
instead of
think
me.
I think it only does.
I think we should say I go into that, then we cut it. I think that's
I'll go into it.